Hello, flubers. You fucking flubers. That sounded mean, but I'm really not trying to be mean. It's a term of endearment that my wife came up with. I have to say that every time or she'll beat me to death. All right, so the next review of the Rise of the Cheshire album is a song called Something's Wrong. Now, this song was heavily influenced by Nine Inch Nails, their more instrumental stuff. Um, I like everything that Nine Inch Nails does, but I especially like their instrumental stuff where Trent Reznor just kind of, he doesn't really sing, he doesn't talk, he just creates amazing stuff. Something I was trying to do with this song is, if you'll notice, it's not a very long song either, but you'll notice the very beginning and the very end are exactly the same. So it's something that starts and then it progresses into something different, and then it kind of slides back down into that simple beginning again. So it almost like wraps it up in a nice little package. Um, so anyway, this is called Something's Wrong. Uh, I made this because I realized that there is something wrong with uh, the way the way my brain works. And this is kind of I'm kind of alluding to mental illness a little bit. Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, I realized, I think at a later age, much later age than nowadays. Like, I think nowadays mental health, there's a lot of literature and a lot of, it's in the spotlight a little bit more, so people are more sensitive to it and can identify it faster. When I made this song, I had no idea what was wrong with me, and that's kind of personal, but I knew there was something wrong, so I called this song "Something's Wrong." Ready, go. So that high pitched kind of buzzing is the constant. It's constant in the song. It never changes. It never stops. It's the one thing that ties everything else together. And you can kind of imagine these noises as like thoughts. Like, oh, wait a minute. Like, this isn't right. There's definitely something going on with me that's not going on with my peers or the people I surround myself with. Like, something is different. And I think something to notice. Oh, I just stopped it. Crap. Something to notice is that it's not an ugly song by any means. So, whatever feelings I was feeling didn't make me feel ugly or like there was. I don't know. Like something is different. Something is wrong in a negative sense, in the sense that I didn't feel anyway, um, like anybody else, but it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It was just an observation, I guess. Let me get back to where we were. The same. All right, so that's something is wrong. Another way to look at that song is kind of like, mm, kind of like the way that the brain communicates with itself. If that, I don't know if that's what it does, but that's the way I'm going to describe it. Like how your thoughts and your feelings are translated into electrical synapses inside of your brain, going from one neural network to another. Like, they just take a different path sometimes, um, and that's a musical representation of the neural pathways that my brain was taking. Um, yeah. So anyway, I wanted to mention that on oh, my phone's going off. On Patreon.com, one of my goals was to reach 50 patrons. My next goal was, I think, 150 patrons, and then the goal after that was 300 patrons. Don't quote me on that, I might be wrong, but I do know the first milestone was 50 patrons, and I hit that. I hit 50 patrons. Patrons, if you're watching this, which I hope you are, I love you. Deep down within my soul, you guys are amazing. Um, Again, if you are able to and feel like you want to see some behind the scenes stuff of my process, and get some updated news kind of before anybody else, please feel free to visit my patreon.com and join us. We have live streams. I've been doing them every month. Sometimes I'm a little late, sometimes I'm a little early, but we always have a good time. So everybody, thank you so much for watching, and you guys are amazing. Again, I couldn't do any of this if it wasn't for you guys. So okay, that's about all I got, and